try to keep me entertained, okay? That's what I'm talking about!
これで一人私が欲しいのは絶望だ。
Adaptations of earlier works. Something that has become so apparent in almost every entertainment medium, it becomes the safe ground for sustaining the industry. While I am a sucker for originality, adaptations of works can be fantastic. I mean, my favorite series is an adaptation, so I'm all for creating something out of something else. This leads us to today's review. Being kinda sorta adapted from a novel created in 1844, does today's series create something outstanding or something plain and boring? What's up guys, it's Kent from Spartan Media Reviews, here to review the anime Gankutsuou, The Count of Monte Cristo. Does this show deserve a watch? Let's find out. Based off the adventure novel of the same name, The Count of Monte Cristo follows three families and their interactions surrounding a mysterious man known as the Count of Monte Cristo. Being mysterious right from the get-go, our characters have no idea how much they know this man already. The best way to describe the Count of Monte Cristo would be to relate it to a roller coaster ride. At first, I wasn't the biggest fan of what the series contained. It was simple and rather slowly paced, introducing us to the characters and world, much like the first incline on a roller coaster. However, once you reach the top and start going down, it becomes one heck of a ride, just like the rest of Monte Cristo's story. It's a tale of revenge and one that contains suspense, drama, tension, thrills, and hype levels that rival that of Gurren Lagann and Code Geass in terms of overall what did I just watch scenes. The final two episodes, mostly the second to last episode, can be seen as a good conclusion or a botched attempt at a finale. Sure, it was kinda dumb, but at least concluded in some way. The final third of the series never slowed down in any way, keeping me invested the entire time. While the entire series itself is nothing groundbreaking, it made itself different thanks to its setting, characters, and overall art style. The world surrounding Monte Cristo's story is amazing, however, I do wish they did a little more in terms of world building considering how vast the entire series is, but the events surrounding the Count and the families involved are perfect for what they are. It's a story that I very much appreciate and one that any anime fan should watch, thanks to the variety of styles that the overall product contains. There are good characters, there are okay characters, and then there are the absolute morons of the bunch. The cast of Monte Cristo is very solid in both development and characterization, but some of the actions our characters attempt are downright idiotic. Albert has his good and bad moments, mostly being positive, but some of the decisions based around the Count had no logic. He put far too much trust into something and he was beyond naive to that fact. The best character by far is the Count, which shouldn't be a surprise to anyone as he is the star of what the story is about. We come to realize things as the series advances and who the Count truly is. Some of the decisions our characters attempt just came out of left field, mostly surrounding the final quarter of the series, which didn't help blend the continuity of the story at all, but as a whole, the cast is memorable. The best word to describe the animation and art style to the Count of Monte Cristo is unique. I found the animation to be not very good, being produced by Studio Gonzo. However, the art style and textures that this series uses is fantastic. The use of textures throughout the series is one that I have never seen before, and one that any anime fan should watch at least once to see what you can produce in the medium. The best part of the texturing of the characters is how it moves with the animation. If a character moves around the scene, the texture does not only move with them, but it changes its pattern. It shows added details that were not seen initially, which is an awesome thing that they accomplished. However, while the art style and textures are beautiful, at points it did become difficult to watch the series because of all the textures and art styles present. It takes a heavy hit on your eyes after a while, but it's one that I don't regret watching in the slightest. Besides that, the character designs are pretty standard aside from the Count to that of a Victorian era style. The CG in the show is also pretty rough looking, especially when blended with 2D elements. However, when the CG was present on its own, while not good, it was still fine for what it was. Now we can talk about the opening and ending. The animation for the opening is pretty standard, using a parchment-like design to bring the overall aesthetic across, while the ending is chaotic to say the least. However, the beauty in both the opening and ending is not how they were produced, but the underlying message behind it all. Once I reached a certain point in the series, I realized that the opening and especially the ending spoiled the entire series in its 90 seconds. You probably won't catch it at first, but see if you can pick things out of each sequence and try to put things together. It's great. What more do I need to say? It has a Victorian era style mixed with futuristic elements. By far, my favorite track used in the show is called Kaisho. You'll recognize it when you hear it during the most intense and dramatic moments of the series. It's the perfect track for those types of situations, and it worked beautifully to get its overall point across. The opening, We Were Lovers, is very calming and nostalgic, but also has significance to the story later on, while the ending, You Won't See Me Coming, is the exact opposite, channeling all the hatred, anger, and malice our characters have into 90 seconds. Seeing both the opening and ending juxtaposed together certainly created an interesting style, but it certainly worked very well. I wasn't the biggest fan of either song when it comes to actual music, but it's a nice accompaniment to the series. Now, with everything that I have said, do I recommend watching The Count of Monte Cristo? Absolutely. The Count of Monte Cristo is an interesting experience that any anime fan should watch. It's vastly different from a lot of the medium and one that I loved. Even if the start of the series is rather slow, the payoff at the end and the overall suspense of everything made up for it. Overall, check out The Count of Monte Cristo, as it is a worthwhile experience. Spartan Media Reviews gives The Count of Monte Cristo a great recommendation. If you are interested in watching The Count of Monte Cristo, you can check out the series for free on Crunchyroll, Hulu, Funimation's website, or on Funimation's YouTube page, so there's no reason not to check out the series. Now, what are your thoughts on The Count of Monte Cristo? Comment below. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. You can also subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, I would really appreciate that as well. Follow me on Twitter and Hummingbird to keep up to date with the current things that I am doing, and with all that said, I will catch you guys in my next review. Thank you for watching.